Hello Sagittarius, I'm doing you a general reading for October 2017. This is a rerun. I did this reading for you last night, and I was a bit harsh, I feel. I mean, this is sugar-free tarot. There is no sugarcoating here. However, I think I might have come down a little bit heavy on you because what the reading was telling me, Sag, was that you are frothing around a bit. You're frothing around, being a bit fickle and kind of making stuff up as you go along, but at the same time as doing that, going on like you are entitled to be taken seriously whilst frothing around and flip-flopping and basically kind of saying whatever comes into your head, and that this is leaving you vulnerable to manipulative people around you. So, and yeah, I came down on you a bit like a ton of bricks about all that. So I'm going to reread for you, Sag, so that if you see this, you might actually come back to this channel again. But I'm just telling you what came up for you last night. Okay, so it'd be interesting to see what comes up this time. I'm using Major Arcana. It's a 3-card spread, which consists of the way you see things, the way things really are, and what's in the middle between those two things. So you've got the way you see things, the veil in the middle, and things as they really are in card number 3. And I will be reading towards me. So here we go, Sagittarius. Let's see what we get on your rerun reading for October 2017. Card number 1. Oh shit, this is exactly the same card number 1 as came out last night. I don't believe it. The Hermit reversed. I know for you it looks the right way up, but I'm reading towards me. It's reversed. So whereas with the Hermit we've got this quiet, slightly strange it has to be said, but anyway, quiet man who, or quiet person who kind of keeps themselves to themselves and thinks and contemplates and weighs very carefully what comes out of his mouth. And you know, what comes out of his mouth might seem a little odd, but it very often turns out there's wisdom in it. So we have this in the reverse position. Again, this is frivolousness. This is lots of social contact, or lots of contact outside of yourself. So very sociable, quite fizzy, quite frothy, and a kind of lightweight kind of feel to it. I don't believe it. It's the same card. Okay, let's see what's in the middle here. The Chariot. Right, okay, Chariot in the upright position. Oh, God. Confidence. Moving forward. I do want to point out, can you see down there on the road where this dude is coming as a conquering hero? We have a laurel wreath lying in the middle of the road here, and that's what the Roman Caesars, the Roman emperors, used to wear. So a ruler has been this way before. A ruler who rules no more. So there is a note of caution, I think, always with this Chariot. Sometimes there's something a little bit out of control with it. But anyway, there's the Chariot in the veil position. Right, and now we're going to get card number 3. Oh man, this is so bloody similar. It's exactly what came out. I think it was the other way up last night. Oh my God, Sagittarius, it's the same thing. You think you've got this all under control and you can walk this, and you damn well can't. Things are a lot more up in the air than you think they are. Oh dear, dear, dear. I mean, I don't see so much at this stage a sort of sense of misplaced entitlement, but the fact that this very confident chap in his Chariot is here as the veil. what is obscuring your vision, the nature, perhaps the origin, the nature and the content of your blind spots, Sagittarius. Because the fact of the matter is, no matter how you might like to see yourself as someone who's sort of like wise and understands what's going on, and that what they say is worth listening to. Oh dear. Goodness me, I don't even know if I want to clarify that, you know. Because as I say, that this is so similar. But I am going to go on and clarify it and see if we get the same sort of message. Because basically, what I was saying to you last night is that you are actually a lot more vulnerable than you think you are. And by dealing too much with this, you're making yourself vulnerable, and you think you're in charge. You think you're the conquering hero, the man with the crown on his head. But things are actually up in the air to a much greater extent than you believe they are. And that this was making you vulnerable because some manipulation came out in the reading last night, and I was convinced it was not you. I mean, you've got enough going on with like mucking about with this sense of yourself as sort of being sort of wise and on it. And oh dear, right. So yeah, let's have a clarification of this. I mean, the manipulation came up here. It was the Magician reversed came up here. And it was at that point that I said, look, you really need to watch it because there are players around you. So let's see what we get now. Unbelievable. This card came up in your reading last night as well, but it was clarifying the Hermit reversed. Temperance in the reverse position. I find this card so fascinating. Look at what she's doing. I mean, she's a supernatural entity, and she is performing a physics-defying feat with liquid and 2 vessels. And she is absolutely unflapped. And it looks, to, as far as I'm concerned, unflappable. This lady, she is steady. You know, she's got a very, very kind of broad vision of things, and you know, she's consistent. But we have it here in the reverse, which is kind of, again, more frivolity, more fickleness, saying whatever comes into your head. And you know, because the Hermit is reversed here, you really do believe that the things that you say as they come into your head are wisdom, and you're backing that up by your own sense of confidence. But there's something a little bit desperate about this, Sagittarius. I'm really sorry, I've got to say this. I'm going to see if I can draw a card that is going to give some clue as to some other way of moving forward, because you know, whether or not there are manipulative entities around you, you are vulnerable here. You are vulnerable, but you're vulnerable by your own sense of your own kind of rectitude and your own wisdom. Let's see what we get. Okay, choice. The Lovers, and there's something inevitable about this choice. The young man is being shot by Cupid. Once that arrow gets into him, something's going to take over in him, and there's no way he's going home with his mum. She don't really want to let him go. Look, she's still holding on to him, and he's like, oh, but I really like her, Mum. I really like her. She's lovely, and she really likes me too. This guy here is moving from one paradigm where he is a son to a new paradigm where he is a husband. This is about growing up. And as I say, once the arrow from Cupid here, once whatever is on this arrow gets into his bloodstream, He's not going home with his mum for his tea. He's walking off into the future with his lady love here. Very, very interesting. So what's this doing here? Yeah, okay, it's here. Backing up the Hermit in reverse in the things as you see them section. So, you know, you think things are a lot more open than they are, and that there is a lot more available to you, that you can choose this or you can choose this. Or maybe you'll be this. Or maybe you'll go here, maybe you'll go there. I don't know. Let's just see how we feel when we get there. Uh-oh. Slightly different emphasis because I'm not getting the manipulation yet. But it's the same basic message, Sagittarius. Okay, I'm going to do one more card, then I'm leaving it. Okay, right, there's a change coming. There's a change coming, and I do think, Sagittarius, it's going to take you by surprise. And it's going to become clear that this was not actually the case. Yeah, you'll be okay, you know, new beginning. But I mean, this little doggy here who's yapping behind the Fool as the Fool sets off at the start of the new cycle is a kind of annoyance. It's pissing him off a little bit, and it's actually ripping at his trousers. This represents what you carry with you from the past when you start on a new cycle, because we can't really just start new lives. We can change a lot about our lives, but the memories and some of the scars from the past do stay with us, and it's all down to how we manage those. So yeah, things are going to unravel for you, I'm afraid, Sagittarius. And I mean, it is in the upright position, so that is good. There is movement forward, but I don't think you're going to like it. And I think you're going to realise that your choices are a lot more limited than you thought they were. Ditto your power. Things are up for grabs, and the Fool is vulnerable. He is vulnerable. You know, he's only got his little knapsack here. You know, this is not an international relocations bloody service. This is off into the unknown with your wallet, your keys, your debit card and your phone in your pocket and very little else. So, yeah, good luck with that, Sagittarius. Very, very interesting. I do hope you will come back for another reading in due course. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Leave a comment if you'd like to. Let me know how this resonates with you if it does. And if you would like a private reading, please contact me at the email address in the description box below. Cheers, Sagittarius. Bye-bye.